The soul of relationships has been sold for profit and views.
Affion Crockett, there are two things that you have done to change my sex and love life.
Like, yo, if you don't give me that Copeland, yeah, when we say penis, it's got a necktie on. It's my corporate. Eat up. No, yeah, order some more. Get it all. Well, I'm gonna throw down the card. It's all good. I will never see you again.
Yeah.
I would be honored to make a woman happy, but a woman who's equipped to receive happiness in a genuine way, not someone that I gotta keep pouring into and nothing's ever good enough.
If it weren't for you, arguably, I would have never met Jared.
I'm responsible for this whole empire. Affion Crockett, the silly comedian, is responsible for all this love shit. I'm responsible for them kids, okay? All this curly hair you see going on here.
Technically, you kind of ended my last relationship.
It's me, guys.
Hi there, lovers. My name is Shan. I'm the host of this podcast. I firmly believe the key to happiness is managing expectations. So in this episode, expect to hear a conversation between myself, my husband Jared, and Affion Crockett, a comedian, an entertainer, an actor, a writer, whom has completely transformed his approach to dating in his 50s. After the passing of his father, he realized he's no longer on the search for a wife, but for a genuine life partner. So we're gonna hear from him. And for those of you watching, there's going to be 2 ad breaks in this episode. In addition, on YouTube, they may throw in some programmatic ads in there, here and there. For the audio listeners out there, we put just as much love into these episodes and would highly appreciate if you subscribed wherever you get your podcasts as a treat for you. We also have a reflective end piece where we go a little bit deeper into our reflections based on what the guest shared. And that is, again, only for audio listeners. But now back to what's for everybody. And that is all the game that Affion is dropping today. So let's get into that. Affion Crockett, there are 2 things that you have done to change my sex and love life.
Should I say pause? Is that an appropriate place to put pause?
Why?
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
1, you said to me one of the most overlooked things that women don't do in the bedroom is point their toes.
Point their feet.
Yeah.
That is a fact that I never thought about. It's true
Do you notice my toes are pointed a lot?
all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, yeah. It's so I get the tip. The tip is from. That makes sense. It makes
guy,
sense. Thank
you're
you. man.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I'm a dancer originally, so it's just something elegant about that shit to me. It's something sexy about it, as opposed to you sit here with your shit flex like, like, yo, if you don't point your feet, if you don't give me that Copeland,
That and whenever I call, you said that a penis is a dick with glasses on.
I'll be saying some shit. I'll be saying
It
some
is
shit.
though.
It is.
You changed the way that I look at my dick when you say penis.
Yeah, when we say
Like,
penis, it's got a necktie on.
what happened?
It's my corporate dick.
And the second thing that you did to change my intimate life is that if it weren't for you, arguably, I would have never met Jared.
I'm responsible for this whole empire. Let's
You
just call it out.
It's true.
Let's just get the
Yeah.
whole story out once and for all. Affion Crockett, the silly comedian, is responsible for all this love shit that y'all love, okay? Let's just give me my credit, damn it. Give me my flowers. I'm responsible for them kids, okay? All this curly hair you see going on here, this open relationship shit. It's blame me. I have confused all y'all's relationships. It's my fault. Let's tell the story. Jared had it was a night at a club that you were affiliated with. We won't say names here. He had a night at the club, and at the time I was managing Jared, right? So me and him go back before he was even working with that club spot. I was managing him in his music career, and he invited me to the spot, and I'm always showing up, supporting. At the time, I had went on a date with a friend who shall remain nameless, but still cool to this day. Had a date with a friend. After the date, maybe a week or so later, I was like, yo, she was out with the girls. And I was like, yo, pull up to my boy's spot. We over here just kicking it. And she was like, you know what? We just leaving the spot. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. She pulled up. I remember, because me and you already knew each other.
Yes.
Vaguely, right?
Yeah.
But I remember you were kind of standing apart from the girls. You were a little quiet that night.
But I was trying to stand apart so that Jared would pick me off.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know?
But he was with somebody.
He didn't even remember meeting me that night.
That tracks. We're talking about Jared.
I was
Look,
hosting. I was hosting.
he was hosting, but this is what I love about my brother. He don't overly do nothing. He don't be in people's faces. He's not a thirsty guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not desperate. So, and he was hosting.
Yeah.
And he was with
And
somebody.
he had a
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
So most people would probably ask, why was Affion managing Jared?
Yes.
So the story is, me and my ex at the time was going to this restaurant. He was working at the restaurant late night too. I'm a night owl, so we was there like 2, 3 in the morning. He's there. I'm like, why is this guy so jovial at 2, 3 in the morning? And he's talking to everybody and always showing love when I come in there. It was one of my spots. And he would always show love, like, man, I'm a big fan, wilding out, whatever, whatever. And one day I walk in and he's talking about music to another table. So I asked him, I said, you do music? He's like, yeah, if you can check me out, man. My name is Jared Brady. I was like, yo, that is the most commercial name I've ever heard in my life. Jared Brady?
Yeah, it's 2 first names.
And then I heard his music and I was like, yo, this dude could rap. Like, he really, really could rap. He has the look. He looked like a cleaned up Chris Brown, Bieber kind of guy, no
Not a cleaned
tattoos.
up.
But I took him everywhere. I took him to Sway, took
Yeah.
him to Talib show, let him. I tried to get as much exposure, and that's how the brotherhood started.
Yeah. And then now you guys still work together to this
Yeah.
day.
For sure.
It's my guy.
You just directed his short.
Yeah, that was an experience because no matter what field that I decided to run down, there was always a space where we could collaborate, whether it was music, whether it was film, and we just stayed connected because we just one of the few people in this world or this industry that I can honestly say has always been 100% real, always been authentic, always been truthful. And I think, that's the reason why we've been so close to this day, 15 years later.
Yeah, no hiccups. I've had some male friendships where ego gets involved, shadiness gets involved, lies gets involved. Me and this dude been the same. And for me, it's been an honor to just watch him grow up and evolve into a father, into a businessman, a producer. Like, I get joy. Like, I just sit back and be like, it's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? And to see y'all's dynamic too, because I knew you before I knew him outside of each other. And so to see your journey from Toronto, and we did those interviews before, and where you were with that side of it, and to see what you've built, it's been a pleasure to watch y'all grow together. Even though y'all's relationship confuses the general public, it works for y'all, and that's why I fuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so
It's
funny.
honest. It's honest as fuck.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we've seen each other, through, you've seen me in different relationships.
You've seen me through
I've
about
seen a lot of different
16
relationships.
relationships.
You know what's actually a really funny fact that I never put together to this moment is that we did know each other before, and we did a panel for Robbie Reed's Love Healthy Foundation probably in 2015, which I might
Oh,
have.
wow.
Don't get me wrong. Like there was a year between that night at Bobby London and then me and Jared meeting after the Mint. So it might have been that we met for the first time at Bobby London, and then it took a little bit of time before me and Jared linked up. But somewhere in there, in 2015, you and me were on a panel together, and we had such a great time on this panel. And at the end of the day, like, we're gonna talk about sex. We were talking about sex, so we had like a very sexual conversation in front of an audience. But also in the audience was my boyfriend at the time.
That was a long distance guy, right?
Yeah, you met him
I
actually.
met him twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was not comfortable with not just what I talked about, but the way that I talked about it at
Yo.
all. I got in such a big argument with my ex. I did a bunch of things for BET Weekend. I was hosting, and then I was getting to do something really cool at the awards. I couldn't even go. Like, it was such a big argument and such a big deal that we just argued through the entire award show. I was trying to get away. I couldn't. And then after that, you know what I mean? Like, that relationship dissolved shortly thereafter. So technically, you kind of ended my last relationship and then
For the better.
started my
Come on,
marriage.
man. Come on, son.
You guys need
somebody-
an Affion friend. That's what you need.
I knew that me and Jared would be together forever pretty early on, but like one of the clear markers, you came with me to the Playboy talk, And I did this, you don't even remember it. This is just how beautiful you are. I brought somebody on stage and I like tied him up and like did like a BDSM demonstration in front of the audience in front of him. I sat on his lap, gave him a little lap dance and everything. And then afterward, Jared comes down and he was like, that was so much fun. Like, that was amazing. Like, that was dope. Like, that was this.
Yeah.
Like,
Good Jared.
yeah. And I was like, yeah,
Good
that's my
Jared.
guy forever.
I receive it. You know what it is? I was talking to somebody, and I remember when I first started dating Shan, um, the question I always got was, "How do you do it?
Mm.
How does it? Are you not like threatened? Like, how do you do it?" And it just never. I would never knew how to answer that question because it never came into my brain of, oh well, if she ties this guy up on this stage, then they're gonna link up after, and I didn't, or threatened by it in any capacity.
That's just called supreme confidence. Because I've come to you sometimes
Yeah.
because of my own insecurities, and I've had to ask him the same thing, like, "How do you manage this and this?" And he can't really explain it, but as I observe him, he just got a confidence that most men don't have, and he's exactly who you needed.
He really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, in every way. We're going to be chatting today about that around your shift in the way that you see partnership. But like 1,000%, like I just told this to Jared over the weekend that like I gotta turn up my intensity for loving you just because it just shows up my gratitude for the way that we love each other, for how he shows up for me, or how I get to show up for him, for who I get to be around him. It just shows up 1,000 different times a day. It's like you have this special ability to never look at any singular part of me as the totality of who I am. Like you just always see me as a full person. Like, that's just like the greatest gift ever. So just wanted to say cheers to you. I know we're not supposed to cheers with water. It's one of Jared's rules, but can I break it?
Oh, that's a Jared rule?
Yeah.
See, I cheers with water all the time.
Cheers
I
to
don't drink
you.
alcohol.
And thank you for this.
In honor of me, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I want to hear the story of your dad passing.
So my dad passing in 2021, pandemic, it showed me I watched my dad die depressed, basically, right? And so all of my life, I'm a hopeful romantic, right? I've always wanted, and I still do, like I still want, wife, kids, all that kind of stuff, the big house and whatever. But I watched him die depressed with all the things that I say I want. And I mean, it's not surprising because I know him and my mom's relationship. Um, but that was the defining moment for me. That was like, all right, accept everything that you have right now, be grateful for that, and just focus on building a healthy runway for a healthy relationship in the future, or in the now, whenever that should happen. But um, that showed me because one of the reasons why he was depressed, I never saw my mom say, "I'm proud of you," to him.
Sorry for the interruption. Thank you so much for staying with us. And we would love for you to come back for this episode of Lovers next week. 7-year itch.
Yeah.
There's this idea that things change in 7 years. And now that we're 7 years in, would you say things are different?
I would say they're different.
Do you know what's really weird about this? Is that I got married to you and I gave you vows and I had your children, and I feel weird about saying this to you.
Okay.
But I really know, Jared.
What?
I want to introduce you to the sponsor of this episode, Tonal. And for those of you new, let me introduce you to me. My name is Shan Boudram. I'm a 41-year-old mother of 2, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. I'm a full-time worker and I'm an ex-athlete. I used to run track and field. I even had a full scholarship at Coppin State University. Now, fitness has always been very important to me, but as my life has become more full and as age has piled on, it's been harder and harder to find the time. This has been a complete game changer, which is why I'm so proud to talk about it. Tonal is the ultimate strength training system, helping you focus less on workout planning and more on getting results. It gives you cues to dial in your form so you're lifting safely, and the variety keeps it interesting. You can choose from expert-led workouts like strength, aero, HIIT, yoga, Pilates, mobility, which makes it way easier to stay consistent. And look, guys, show me some love because I really, really do. Thank you all so much for not skipping this ad, and to show you some love, Tonal is offering $200 off this life-changing machine, which is expensive, but with $0 down and 0% APR financing, it's absolutely doable, just like a gym membership. Again, all you do is go to tonal.com, put in promo code LOVERS, and get yourself $200 off.
Everything that he did, he couldn't do right.
Yeah.
You know, he built a business and succeeded. You're away too long. Like she just nagged everything. You're away, and I don't need all this money. I don't need all this. So then he scaled it down. He moves the office back to Carolina and trying to accommodate her. And when the business ends up failing, it's your fault. It's you know what I mean. So it was a lot of blame, blame, blame. And I just watched this man try to make her happy his whole life, and he just couldn't do it. So you know, for me, it put clearly into picture what I don't want and what I need. What I absolutely need is support from a woman, um, peace, and just harmony. It's like, y'all, like to know that you found your person, it's almost an effortless discovery. You can you can try to date 5 different people and be trying to do the work and like, oh, why is this? We're going to couples therapy and we're doing all the things, but it just don't work. But the minute you meet the one that flows with you and calms your DNA, calms your nervous system, that to me is what we should be looking for.
I think at the bottom line for me, what it sounds like you're describing is somebody who, um, kind of like what you were saying, when something happens, it's not defining your character. It's not the whole of you. That's something important in me and Shan's relationship. I had to get over because if she was quote unquote getting on me about something that I was doing or that I did, my brain would hear that as,
She's
oh,
calling you that
I'm
whole thing.
like I'm not good.
Right.
But what I had to realize was, no, I'm not a shitty person. I did a shitty thing. It's not a defining thing of me. She still thinks I'm a great person. And
That
that
only comes with me telling you you're a good person too. You need
yeah,
the
you need both.
you need both.
But now I know so well that you still see the good in me, even when I've done something that's not necessarily deemed as something good, right? Which it helps me ground, my childhood trauma into like abandonment. Say, oh no, I'm good. I'm chilling. This is good. I'm gonna take a look at this thing.
Abandonment is real.
Yeah.
I have that as well. But,
Really?
oh, heavy. I'm a military brat, so the dynamics of military, most people don't understand this. Military families move every 3 to 4 years, right? If your dad gets stationed overseas, right? We moved to Germany twice from North Carolina. But understand the dynamic of that, right? We started moving when I was like 6 years old. So imagine being 6 years old, moving to Germany, a foreign country where you don't even realize people speak different languages. You don't learn that until you go because you're 6. You don't know about different languages yet. Most people don't. So I get there, it's you start to establish yourself and you're a new student and you're getting comfortable with the environment. And then you finally get to hitting a stride. 3 years later, 4 years later, I'm 9, 10 years old. And now my family has to uproot and move again. Right. So all the best friends that you had, your first crush, all that kind of stuff, they get ripped out of your life. I didn't realize how that was attacking my nervous system for years.
Yeah.
That if I'm dating you in about 3 or 4 years, you're gonna leave me. Like my system was on an autopilot, and I didn't realize that. And anytime like a woman would go too long without texting me, calling me, or you go days going missing or whatever, my system would feel that. So that's something that I had to fight through. So I started going to therapy during the pandemic. I was going through a breakup, and it was in that moment that I realized, oh, I need I need to figure out why I keep attracting this same energy. Because a lot of my breakups were happening in that same fashion with that same energy. So I was like, all right, dude, let's go dig into your thing. It's real easy to start pointing fingers and say what she did wrong. But in that last one, I was just like, nah, this is too the energy is too familiar and I'm the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? So that made me go and really start unpacking everything. my jealousies, my insecurities, boundaries. One thing about my therapist, she was a black woman too, so I didn't have to explain the black experience to her. But being like she felt like an auntie.
Yeah,
So she
that's
talked to me with a lot of compassion and care. So even when I was in there talking about, oh, I'm down on myself because I do this, and she was like, no, 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 we don't talk, we don't talk down. Pick yourself up and let's talk about how we rectify the situation. And she's the one that really taught me boundaries. So I just learned boundaries in the past 6 years of my life. I learned that I could actually have them and not let people just disrespect them or topple over them because it doesn't work for them and their agenda.
First and foremost, that sounds like a crazy couple of years that you went through during the pandemic.
Wild.
Losing your dad
Oh no, it was wild.
and then losing your romantic partner at the time too.
In every life choice, we have an opportunity to pivot or or suffer and spiral downward. I am I've mastered pivots. We're gonna make better decisions. We're gonna be less eager to get into relationships with somebody I don't know, rushing, just trying to lock down, giving into the pressures of family, talking about when am I gonna get a grandchild? When am I gonna give me a niece? Give me this. And so it's like, you don't realize how much pressure that is. Even though I'm not gonna blame them, but subconsciously you take that information in and you act on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just me learning.
But you don't have a kid.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
That's
Which
what I'm saying.
means,
that's why the pressure is there.
but that's also pretty impressive though, because it's not as if you've had a loss of an
Yeah,
opportunity.
you don't have to be in a relationship to have a kid.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But that's my desire though. Like I don't want to just have
Yeah.
baby moms and visit them on during the holidays. I value that home life and raising my kids under the roof of a healthy relationship.
I always tell you, you're in the hardest position to date because you became super successful. So you're already probably naturally, I know how I would be, your guard is going to be a little bit higher. And what you put up with and you know, you're gonna cut off really quickly.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and so I just wonder, do you think that the therapy has put you in, or what you experienced with your father put you in a different position? Like you're a little more easy going in this area, or do you
I feel
think?
like I am. I
Yeah.
feel like I am a little more easygoing, and I've learned that my honesty and my laid backness, my matter of factness, it actually rightfully divides those who are just bullshitting and trying to come up for an opportunity, and those who are actually like
There for you.
yeah, there for me and showing up with their actual heart. Um, I definitely don't trip as much as I used to. Therapy has definitely mellowed me out. Yeah, I'm in a space where I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm happy. There's always ups and downs, but I'm perpetually happy now and accepting of where I am in life and just grateful. You know what I'm saying? So if I lead with that, that's what I'm gonna attract as well. That energy. So even in my friendships, like it's not accidental that I'm friends with this guy for what 15
Yeah.
some years.
Yeah.
You attract what you are.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about Bething because I feel like that's a link here that I'm seeing. But before that, I just want to reflect on what I've heard about your love life vicariously through Jared,
Mhm.
which I'll just say how Jared is. And I always think that you're perfectly suited for me as I'm perfectly suited for you because problems you used to have in your past relationships are fine. Jared's very flirty, right? One. Number two, Jared will always take a phone call outside. So, like, it doesn't matter who it is, this phone rings, he's going to take that outside across the street somewhere.
Right.
So, I don't know a ton about the inner workings of your love life. He's very much like a good secret keeper and keeps things that are meant for him, kept for him. But from what I heard vicariously, you like a baddie.
Hey man. Hey, 2 Chainz said it, huh? That's my fucking problem. I like what I like, huh?
Hey.
I like what I like, Shannon.
Well, is that, I just mean because a lot of your problems in the past seem like baddie problems. You know what I'm saying? Like issues that one would naturally attribute. Like, I want to say this to link it back to Melyssa Ford,
Right.
whom we had on. And Melyssa
I
Ford,
love Melyssa Ford, by the way. One of the nicest people in the world.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Melyssa has the typical problems of somebody who hyper prioritized very rich, very successful, avoidant men.
Right.
You seem to have the issues that would align with people who hyper prioritize very sexy women who use their looks for a living.
Mm. Well, I'm in the industry where I'm around that a lot, and I'm not jaded when it comes to that. My issue, I don't put it on the aesthetic of the woman that I'm into. I didn't have good choosing tools.
Well, it's aesthetic plus values.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I did not have good choosing tools. So a lot of times you get caught up in the baddie part and you overlook all the bullshit. It's a gang of flags next to that baddie title. And boundaries help you clearly see, oh, that's never gonna work for me. That won't work. That doesn't align with my spirit. I just simply don't like that. Boundaries tell you exactly what your roadmap is. If you are strong in your boundaries and you establish them. Most people are afraid to establish boundaries because the people that they are attracted to come along and be like, if they have an agenda, they're gonna topple over your boundaries. They're gonna push those over and be like, yeah, you can't. How dare you try to stand up for yourself? And how dare you try to manage your money and not blow a bag on me? How dare you? I'm the prize. I'm the prize too. Okay, let's just. Cracker Jacks have prizes in them too. So
it's wild. It's wild to me because like I feel my dating life ended at 24, but during those times, right before I met Shan, I went through the little baddie situation, and the one I'm thinking about, I knew on the second date, this ain't it. And I got out of there so fast. Like this one girl ordered lobster pizza. I was broke as shit. And she knew I was broke. And she still ordered the lobster pizza. That was the $50 pizza.
hey, yo, bro. So yeah, so that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now I'm in such a clear headspace that I went on a date like that last year. Met this woman and we was vibing at a friend's birthday party. Had a lot of things in common, even the military life, all that stuff. But I wasn't even like pressing it. We exchanged numbers. I drove her to her car, and we hadn't talked for like months. And she kept hitting me up like, "Hey, I'm in your area." But I'm just like, it was last minute, so I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Good to hear from you." Yeah. And so finally, like the third time she hit me, she was like, "You don't take hints well, do you?"
Oh.
So I was like, "All right, let's let's go to dinner. All good." Man, we get to the dinner. She orders everything in the restaurant. But see now, because I'm blessed to be in a place where I can afford it, I'm sitting there clocking the whole time, like, yeah, that's the last meal you'll have with me.
Yeah.
Eat up. No, yeah, order some more. Get it all. You want the lobster bis and the lobster dip? Get it. Get the salmon and the sea bass. Get the truffles shaved on that John. Yeah, get it. All good. Yeah, I'm gonna throw down the card. It's all good. I will never see you again.
Yeah.
That's boundaries.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It took me one night, a couple hours to figure that out. I don't. In the past, I would try to change the chick and try to push through all that stuff. Not no more.
I think of boundaries not necessarily as like what keeps people out, is what keeps people in. Like when we're playing soccer together, we create boundaries to say, if we want to play this game fairly, both have fun, and then both feel like no matter who wins, loses, or draws, like it was a fair game.
Right.
We create boundaries so that we play nicely together. So you only create boundaries with somebody that you actually want to play with. So boundaries to me is an act of love. So
Right.
when you're thinking about the kind of love game that you want to play and who you're looking for and who you want to play with, like, do you know what that looks like today?
The boundaries that I create help me to spot the blind spots early, very early, because we don't need to waste each other's time. If it's not aligned, it's not aligned. You know what I'm saying? It might be religion. And, respectfully, I'm in a space now where it's like, yo, if you like mustard on ice cream, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like that's your thing. It's not my thing.
It's so difficult in that area because I've often seen a lot of people they almost overcorrect to the other side to where someone might cross a boundary and you're like ha ha ha, and then they're gone, and then but that person could have been a great relationship. Like before me and Shan, and I'm sure there's things that I was doing. I actually know there was things that I was doing that somebody could look at as a core fundamental difference. Something that was really important to me was when I'm angry, I try my hardest not to say names. I try my hardest not to like insult the Shan. But she grew up in a family where that wasn't even a thing.
It's Caribbean household.
Yeah, it was just like
Whoever says the meanest thing wins.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
just,
me and my family, including me and my mom, our language of love is sarcasm.
Yeah.
Hard sarcasm. I can't do that with women that I'm dating unless they understand that language.
But what was good with Shan was that she noticed that that didn't produce the best result. She never called me a name after that. And so I'm only bringing this up to be something that I thought of was like, dang, I hope Affion doesn't cut out somebody
Has a lot of
could
potential.
that could be
Yeah.
dope, but you know, she said a name and cut her out, but you just a conversation switched everything up with you.
Yeah.
But from the receiving end, how did you process that?
It's interesting because I actually think that to the point that you made about religion, which I'm hearing more and more people say that like, man, if we just don't have the same belief system as much as I want to, I can't proceed with this as like a long-term thing. I think that's actually a beautiful thing. You and me have a lot, to me, very big overlap in values.
Yes.
We may have differences in, I'll say like temperature or like, but even lifestyle, I think we have a big overlap.
Yeah.
However, when we first started dating, Jared was a heavy smoker.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say heavy drinker, but like I didn't drink at all.
Yeah.
And that became a thing that I was like, I don't do that, but I also am not going to discount you for that because again, like you still take care of your responsibilities. Like you're still extremely aware. I can still have conversations with you. I don't feel like you're a stoner who's like neglecting the rest of life, but that there's those, to your point, how do you draw the line between the things that you're like, this is a value, and then this is a detail of you that I can manage, even though it's not my favorite?
So I've gotten way more lenient and way less judgmental. I used to be very judgmental. Um, so even now, like I have women that we're friends. Maybe we dated before, and we're just not in that space. We're clear that we're not made for dating, but there's a lot of give and take, and me being open minded to someone who is a smoker. I hate smoking, weed or cigarettes, right? But if that's your thing, um, I don't make that the totality of who you are now. So I've been able to just be more accepting. My boundaries show up when I detect an emergency
Mm.
red flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to your point, I'm trying to be better at not giving the immediate Heisman to something that is unlike me or that doesn't fit my style or my ideals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm way more open minded. Like my judgment is on who are you as a person? How do you make me feel? Do we laugh? Do we have a good time when we talk? I can overlook everything else, and maybe we're not suited for dating each other. But I've now created a dope friend, and again, I have a lot of friends that are in my life now, and we have vastly different lives. And like I said, some of the women that I'm friends with, we dated before, and that it didn't pop off, and we are the best of friends to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, I know a lot of women in their mid 40s. I still want kids. They have already gotten to the point where they're like, I've given up on that dream, or that's not my thing. I'm not gonna date you and try to convince you to try to do that. I respect your spot. Incredible woman. I think we would probably go well together. We probably, create a dope life. But I'm more accepting of that's your truth, that's your experience. I don't want to impose my will on anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, informed acceptance. I would be honored to make a woman happy, but a woman who's equipped to receive happiness in a genuine way, not someone that I got to keep pouring into and nothing's ever good enough. That's a red flag for me, and that's when that Heisman comes into play. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't really acknowledge and affirm the acts of service that I'm doing, or like just the ways that I'm kind and considerate to you, you're not for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm down to make a wife happy, but yeah, you got to be there for me as well.
I actually love what you're saying. I just talked about this recently, that there's something called the 369 rule, which I'm noticing more women are adopting, but it sounds like something similar for you, where like you can actually have a complete relationship within a year span. The first 3 months you kind of reserve for it's just gonna be fun. It's intimate
Right.
idealization. I'm gonna be on the chemical cocktail. You're gonna be amazing. This sex is gonna be awesome. We're not gonna have to try. We'll have so much to talk about because we have all these lives to share in this short amount of time. 6 month period of time is when you start to meet each other's other people.
Yep.
You start to notice patterns in their life and say, oh yeah, like you are late for work a lot. You are late to see me a lot. Your value system starts to show up, not just what you say, but what you actually do. And by month 9, you're actually able to accurately assess whether or not this is not just someone that you like, but someone you can live with.
Right.
But letting the data do the work as opposed to trying to force it. Because before it was, I have a story and I'm trying to force you to be the character in this story.
I'm trying to cast you in this movie.
Mm, yeah.
That's normally what I used to do and what most people do, but we're talking about me, so I'll take ownership over. I was really bad at trying to cast this woman as this role that she's just not fit to play. It's not her role. Doesn't make her a bad woman.
Right.
It just means she's not meant to play this role. And so I had to get rid of the roles. So I don't even come to the table with checklists and all that stuff now. Even though, again, I have my general template of what it is I know works for me. I'm still open minded to just learn the person. And the more you lead with checklists and you tell people your checklist, people will show up and try to be that. Like if they see value in you and they can get something from you, they will try to be those things on that checklist
Of course, yeah.
until
Well,
the director says cut.
yeah, well, that's the thing that's like tough is because I think a lot of people, going into and I do acknowledge that I stopped dating at 24. So I understand that it's a different world.
It's way different.
But I knew friends that would go into a date and test because they needed to know fast. They'll go in there and test the what person they were dating, and I know women do that a lot as well. They'll go through and test, and instead of it just being easygoing and being like, no, my spirit and my body's gonna know. I know what I want. I know what I like. I'm just gonna collect the data and experience this time with you, rather than going. I'm gonna ask this question, and depending on their answer, I'm gonna know if this person is gonna be with me or not.
Yeah.
Or if he comes and he shows up in this way, I'm testing him because if he chooses this place to go on a date, I'm out.
Yeah,
And
games
so
are horrible.
I just find it refreshing that you're just like, I'm gonna go enjoy my time, and then make an informed decision later.
And when I stop enjoying it, then we stop doing
And then we
it.
stop doing
But
it.
if I'm enjoying it, but it's not actually quite making sense to what I think it's supposed to be, I'll just keep letting it rock.
Yeah.
While also, I mean, that's my strategy for dating I saw multiple people and then I just kept seeing people until I didn't enjoy seeing them anymore. And then I just
Yeah.
continued on that path line. And then you were the least likely person that I would thought that I would have married. Was just not. The age gap is the main thing. Jared's 6 years younger than me. We were just at like different places in life. So I just never thought of you as husband material, but I always enjoyed my time with you and I loved being with you. And then we just kept doing that while we were seeing other people. And then eventually it just became very clear that like what we shared was something much bigger,
Yeah.
and that had so much more potential. And then we just kept on that pathway. So I really want to affirm what you're saying there.
Yeah.
So we had Melyssa Ford on a couple of weeks back, and I'm wondering if this resonates with you too, because I made it a very gendered term in terms of explaining the sort of phenomenon that's happening. I've noticed with women, but admittedly, I mostly work with women and speak with women. But so she's an example of somebody whom we can all agree she's not at a shortage of partners, right? So we're not talking about somebody who can't find a man, can't get a
Right,
man,
right, right.
can't keep a man. I would say the same thing similarly to you.
Mhm.
I think we can all agree that it's objectively, it's not that you have
I'm
had,
outside.
yeah. Now she doesn't have a romantic partner. You don't have a romantic partner. So what I was saying to her is that, and what I'm seeing a lot more of, is women in particular whom have built these really rich lives. They have friends, they have maybe a great relationship with God, they have a great relationship with their family, they're self-sufficient, they're financially stable, they have these rich emotional lives, they're doing the inner work. And so what that actually leads to is not somebody who you don't have a partner because you're incapable. It's almost like you don't need a partner. So at this point, the only thing that makes sense is to accept somebody in your life who's going to complement what you already have, as opposed to defining your life by a relationship that you don't have.
Right.
And so that posture of I'm open to love, but I'm not defining my life in pursuit of it. Does that resonate for you?
To a degree. Like I'm somebody who values partnership. So I'm not in a space where I'm like, yeah, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I value partnership. So it is a search. It's something I'm conscious of. And I'm dating too. Like I'm not like just I'm not sitting at the
Sitting
crib,
at home,
you know.
sipping tea.
I hope someone will come along one day and just love me for me. And no, I'm having fun, man. I'm having fun, and I'm dating for data, and I want to find someone who, when I do lock down, we're still having fun.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like it should feel that seamless that we didn't even realize. Oh, we put a title on it, and we made this big transition. It should just feel like a natural next step
Yeah.
in what we already got going on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not making any declarations like, if I don't find that person, then it's all good. Like that's not my story. Like I value romance, relationship. Um, so yeah, now I'm
It's important to you.
it's
It's
important,
something
yeah,
that
for
you want.
sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not desperate. I'm not in a desperation.
Yeah.
And I think prior to my dad passing, there was an urgency because my dad was one of the people that was like, "You better give me a grandchild.
Yeah.
What's up, man? When you gonna give me something?" And I always wanted to make him proud and always wanted to, because he loves grandkids. Like to see him with my nephews, my dad is just that guy.
Yeah.
And so I am heartbroken that he won't meet my kids, right? And my kids won't experience him. But prior to him dying, I was on the hunt. I was like, I gotta have somebody. I got and that choice that I made put me in a lot of compromising positions with the wrong energies. So no more of that.
I love what you're saying, and I'm feeling into what you're saying because yeah, the difference would be that Melyssa and a lot of women have gotten to a place where they realize what they would need to find a partner who would actually complement their life is so rare that it likely won't come. So they're relegating themselves to say, I already have a love life. I already have a great life. If somebody comes, great. If not,
Yeah.
great.
And I respect that for them. I respect that.
But that's not your.
Not in totality. Again, I'm not negating what they're saying. What I'm saying is I won't make a declaration at any point in my life saying, if it doesn't happen, I don't need a woman.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I need a woman.
Yeah.
I love women. Like that's
Yeah.
just what it is. I'm like, nah, it's just patiently the one that flows will we flow together, that it'll happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not even stressed about it. Like the one thing that we don't factor in is God or whatever your God is, universe, whatever you call it. I call him God, right? God is in control of this whole situation. So the more I lean into him and my knowledge of what I'm learning and my wisdom and all the things, I'm all good.
Mhm. Jared hates when I talk about advice because he's like, advice? Why advice?
Oh yeah.
But
I don't. I hate.
well, I want to ask if you would offer
What do
advice.
you wait, talk about what do you hate about advice, Jared? Let's
You
talk
know what it
about that.
is?
Let's unpack it.
It's so I like to call it, this is what I did, rather than, hey, men out there, if you're looking for
Oh yeah.
somebody, I just hate.
Well, the problem is relationship. The topic of relationships, the soul of relationships has been sold for profit
Yeah.
and views. That's why we're in this cluster of relationship talk and more reality shows,
Yeah.
the Love Is Blinds, and all these distorted ways of getting to love has become the popular thing because a gang, not y'all, but a gang of podcasts, a gang of people that don't know what the they're talking about, saying too much
Yeah.
as if they know what they're talking about. In the advice column
Yeah.
of to your point, it's just too many people talking, and it's very confusing. What should I be looking for, or who should I be taking advice from?
Yeah.
I think that has distorted the landscape of dating. It's just too many people talking about it. Too many people talking and don't know what they're saying.
Well, to simplify it, what advice would you give? But the group who is like open to love, wants to find love, hasn't found their person yet, is maybe it hasn't happened in the time that they thought it would.
Stop watching the angry group talking about. men and women on these podcasts. I would. That's the first bit of advice. Stop listening to everyone who's talking about it. We got to get back to feeling instincts, feeling feelings, um, imagining, dreaming. We got to get back to the positive side of, what attracted us to our first crush or our current crush. So many people are talking from hurt, pain, and again, money. They just want to get money by rage baiting everyone by talking about women ain't men ain't and women do this. And there's full hours and hours and hours of these types of conversations of roundtable discussions and men calling women out for this and women calling men out for that. Turn all that shit off and focus on being a great human being. And that all sounds cliche, but damn it, we got a lot of stupid ass people out here. So if you
Sometimes it's
can
the simplest
focus
thing.
on how do I be the best human being I can be? How do you just be a kinder, better person? Focus on that and you will attract what you are.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
Come on now. Come on now.
Last question I want to ask before I get into the things that you want to talk about that you're excited about. Of course, we look for any ways to support you in this household to uplift you. And so I want to give time for
Man,
that.
I was with y'all when y'all was in apartments. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been here for the whole journey.
The whole shebang.
It's me, guys. I just want to come back to that point that I'm responsible for this whole thing.
Not even in apartments. When we first met, I was living in a studio apartment that Jared thought I had to be a catfish because nobody who looked like me could be living this shitty.
It was true. I actually, before I got to the door, I was like, should I turn around?
Because this is a serial killer building,
Yeah.
which I had to leave that building because of bed bugs. So
See?
it did end up being what you said it
Oh,
was.
wow.
Yeah.
And Jared was sleeping on his friend's couch.
Pull-out couch, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, you've been here for a long time, and we're so grateful for you. But can you take me into your perfect Tuesday? I'm not sure if you're into manifestation or not, but so much of what you're talking about, of kind of intuitively knowing what it's going to feel like to be with the right person, what it doesn't feel like. Sorry to interrupt, but I had to show some love to the sponsor of this episode, Masterclass, because we are all constantly trying to improve ourselves to learn something new. For example, right now, Joanna Gaines is teaching me how to redo Jared's office on a budget. But what if what you want to learn is how to be more confident in the bedroom and how to add some new tricks to your sexual bag? Can Masterclass teach that too? Yes. I've been asked so many questions about seduction and sex appeal, so I'm so grateful to teach a class on Masterclass called The Art of Sex Appeal, which I might add is one of their top classes last year. It's all of my best lessons from 20 years of learning packed into 2 hours of teaching. Learn the true science of the sexy eye triangle. I also cover the art of women who make the first move, top 5 positions for him and then her, plus how to make foreplay fun and desirable again. If you love my work, thank you. And if you haven't seen my class on Masterclass, honestly, you're missing out. Plus, they have over 200 classes across business, relationships, cooking, and more. You can get all of this for around $10 a month billed annually. Also, if you're thinking about a Mother's Day gift, first of all, good for you. Second, Masterclass is the perfect gift. It's personal without being presumptuous because it gives your mom the access to learn whatever she wants to learn. Because yes, your mom just might want to take my class on Masterclass called The Art of Sex Appeal, okay? Let her live her life, she gave you yours. Masterclass keeps adding new classes, so there's never been a better time to get in. Right now, you get at least 15% off when you go to masterclass.com/lovers. That's 15% off at masterclass.com/lovers. If you could paint a picture for me of like a Tuesday afternoon with the person that you're excited to spend the rest of your life with, what does that look like?
Being excited to wake up next to somebody. It starts there for me. If it's predicated on I'm only excited if we're doing something, if we're having an experience, if we're going on a trip, if we're going to a restaurant. If the excitement starts there, it's probably the wrong person. So for me, that perfect Tuesday is, rolling over, looking at her face and being like, damn, where have you been all my life? That's the cliche shit, but where have you been and why have we been wasting time away from each other for so much of life, right? Having that experience and looking at her saying, what do you want? What do you need? Whether it's water, whether it's sex, a massage, a cheese biscuit, what do you need? What do you want to do today? Because I also plan to, whoever I'm with, It's very important to me for us to have the freedom to live life. The job should not be a prison, and we can just have the flexibility to wake up and drive to the beach. Just have a beach day on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? If we want to fly to Vegas, if we want to fly to France, we can do that. We have the flexibility to say, "Yo, I got I got a week and a half open. What's your time like?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I can bring my laptop. As long as I got that, I'm good. My phone, my laptop, I can work from wherever." Just having somebody who I'm excited to wake up next to, she's excited to wake up next to me for me, not because of where we live, not because of what I do or who I know or who I am. Just having that vibe, that person that you be like, I f with you.
Yeah.
How you just looked at him.
Yeah.
Well, do you know why I'm smiling at you?
Why?
Based on what he's saying about waking up together,
Because I've been getting up before her, and then
sneaking out.
I I don't want to wake you up. I want you to get your sleep.
Stay and just watch me sleep.
Okay.
But as his brother, I respect that. He understands how hard you work.
Yeah.
He
See. Flip it
understands
for me. Yeah.
how
There you go.
you juggle those children,
Yeah.
and like you're playing super mom, super host, super entrepreneur. You're doing a lot of things. Let me let her get this sleep.
Exactly.
You
Sleep is
really
very
do.
important.
You really
Yeah,
do.
I'll let you
And you are
sleep.
super dad, so I'm not going to take that from you because I know that you're probably up doing stuff for the kids. But I love what you said. I love that picture. I was just making fun of him there. But yeah, that feeling of waking up and being excited to see the person beside you.
Mhm.
And a part of the challenges sometimes become a part of the greatness because when you're with somebody where things aren't going well, you just inherently know this is pushing you towards your potential, towards
Yeah.
a better side of yourself. And there
Yeah.
might be an ugliness in between there, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna come out on the other side of this better. It becomes like working out. Like the harder the workout is, sometimes the more you value it because the more you know you're gonna see the results from it. And that's
Yeah.
how I kind of feel about conflict in a good relationship.
That's true intimacy to me. Looking somebody in the eye and saying, "Yo, let me tell you why you're so dope." When we had that issue last week, the way you handled, the way we spoke about it, and then the way we went on our little drive after that, and we just did the shit that we love to do. To me, that's the defining point of intimacy. It has nothing to do with money, career. It has nothing to do with nothing superficial. It's me connecting to your soul and telling you why I think you're a dynamic person.
On a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. You understand me? On a Tuesday.
Now, if people love you as they do and want to be on not just the last 34, but for the next 34, what's happening right now that you're excited about that you want to push them towards?
I'm writing a lot. Films, TV. I found a joy in writing that. I mean, I've been writing for fucking 20 years, but something in the last like 3 or 4 years, um, I have a new writing partner too, my boy Eric. And me and this dude, man, we don't even see each other all the time, but we're so locked in. We could just send each other stuff, email,
Yeah.
call,
Mhm.
and our brains are in sync in how we create. Um, I'm excited about stand up. Like I love touring and I love, being in front of the real people. So yeah, if you see me in your city, pull up. Um, yeah, I mean I'm just excited. I'm excited. I feel like I'm just getting started. That's crazy. I've been in this industry for 30 plus years and I feel like I'm just getting started, which points to
On life in general, really, then, huh?
yeah, to a degree. Yeah, it is. I don't get jaded. And that's my superpower.
Yeah. I can see that.
Because I've been here since the 90s, but I don't feel like a 90s person.
No.
I've learned a lot from him. Like, this is my younger brother, so I look at him, his fashion. I pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be so out of touch
Yeah.
with what's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
I just love to adapt and just have fresh starts. It keeps life interesting. It keeps life new.
Yes.
Fresh water. I don't drink from stale ponds. Give me the spring water that's flowing from the mountain.
Give him the
Always
spring
moving.
water.
The most dangerous water is still water.
Where can people watch the thing that you and Affion made?
It's just in the film festivals right now, so it's not like to the public yet.
Okay.
I don't know if it ever will be.
Really?
Well, it's a very timely piece.
Yeah, it is a very timely piece. People should see it though. It's so great.
Yeah.
You did great. He did great. He did great today. I really enjoyed that conversation. And like he said, go check him out on Instagram. Go check out his website. Go see him in person. Affion is probably the funniest comedian I've ever seen in person before.
Right.
I'm like I want to make sure I'm not saying that while being the suck up, because I actually think that's really true.
No, he's a very talented comedian.
Like
Very talented individual, period.
Interestingly, right after Affion's taping, I interviewed Dr. Amir Levine, author of Attach and the modern leading expert on attachment theory. So he overheard us talking about Affion's story, right? And here's what he had to say.
I think what you said is very, very important, like the passing of his father. And I find that sometimes a loss of someone who's close to us really appends our attachment and really reshuffles the cards and opens up new possibilities for us and really a way to undo old patterns, because there's something that happens, and I don't even know exactly why, especially when it comes to attachment, because you lost someone so important to you, and our attachment then is looking for someone new, someone central new in your life. I do really think that this whole idea of easing yourself into closeness is very important for someone who's avoidant, not to sort of jump all in. And I know they really tend to want to jump all in because they are craving it. And it's like, I want it to happen, that this person is going to happen. They get all excited. I would assume, like when you first meet someone, you get all excited in the first a little bit. And then, so to manage that excitement, and to pace yourself, I think that's one of the biggest things. Is like, I know it sounds counterintuitive and sometimes it's hard to do, but to really pace yourself. And that gives you the space to let someone in because usually what happens, they come into your home, they stay in your home, and it feels like too much. So then they're like, oh, I noticed this thing about them. So take your time. And then there's all these strategies that are talked about, going on hikes together, like not potentially having all these dinners when you're facing each other all the time. I don't know, go to a sushi where you sit at the bar so you don't have to look at each other's eyes all the time. Because the things that actually make most people feel more connected, for example, eye contact, actually sometimes feels too much for them and they want to push the other person away. So find strategies to work around that to make it happen. But I think even just like the fact of the passing of his father is really opening a window of opportunity.
Usually I have some kind of resource that I'm able to link so everybody feels included. I can't think of one right now. Oh, I will do one. I will do our How to Love Me guide. So we have this How to Love Me guide on loversbyshan.com, which essentially gives we often think about what we want in a partner versus what we need as somebody who's going to eventually be loved by said partner. So your How to Love Me guide is a way to get clear about your boundaries, about your wants, about your likes, about what lights you up. Similarly to how Affion talked about how support is so integral to how to love him, and the respecting of his boundaries, the understanding of his faith, all of that would probably be a part of his guide. What's on yours? Well, you can find out by going to loversbyshan.com. And now we can just talk privately. Okay? Sales and distribution of Lovers by Shan is by Lemonada Media. If you haven't subscribed to Lemonada Premium yet, now is the perfect time. You can listen to Lovers by Shan completely ad-free. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive content, such as extended episodes from your favorite guests. Just tap that subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or head to lemonadapremium.com to subscribe on any other app or listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership. That's lemonadapremium.com. Do not miss out.